the wide open spaces of the Rocky Mountain West. So many remote places you could take a lifetime and not see them all. Take away dirt roads and you won't see any of it. Utah's backcountry trails and roads are critical for ranching, mining, and yes, recreation. When it comes to these roads, most people have no idea how close we were to losing them permanently. Save it be for the efforts of Mark Habbeshaw, a former county commissioner in Kane County who, like David, stared down a menacing Goliath. From lawman to ranger to access advocate, his story is fascinating. When Mark was a kid, his parents would drive him up to the forest and drop him off for the weekend to camp. Then came a motorcycle, a Jeep, a side-by-side, and a string of mountain bikes. Mark thinks that he may have less hours under a roof than out from under one.
So virtually my whole life has been active in the outdoors, and that's why I took a personal affront with what they were doing here in Kane County.
In an instant, Mark moved from an aficionado of dirt to an advocate for it. As a connoisseur of Kane County's system of earth-covered highways, Mark knew he had to grab hold of this issue and draw the line in the sand to halt the environmental advocacy group's push for massive closures of roads and trails.
Very shortly after we moved here, I became aware of an organization called People for USA. Because of a decision our Kane County commissioners at the time had made to rescind all revised statute 2477 road rights-of-way within the Grand Staircase-Escalante National Monument, and in exchange take permitted use under Federal Policy Land Management Act.
RS 2477 roads were created prior to 1976 and give the county a perpetual right-of-way to make decisions about road usage, repair, and maintenance. It is a valuable property right.
Our purpose was not to be politically active as a politician, but to help solve issues that were going on in Kane County at the time. After I was elected, I almost immediately sent a letter to the monument manager asking them to remove restrictive signing from Kane County public highways. Got no response. Then I got deferred response. Finally, in August, purposely selected 31 of our strongest RS 2477 rights-of-way. We went out into the field. We removed those 31 signs. The next morning, we turned them over to the BLM.
While this may have appeared as an act of civil disobedience, especially as it was portrayed by Salt Lake newspapers, it was a very calculated and purposeful act based on sound legal principles. From the county's perspective, these established roads belonged to the county, and the wording of the law seemed to back it up.
We went back on the roads where we've been ever since. I wouldn't have traded the last 24 years that I've lived here in Kane County for anything.
16 years later, the battle is still underway on these roads, but there are those of us who think a monument should be erected to honor those, like Mark, who took up the unpopular fight to preserve access. If you were to ask Mark Habbeshaw, he would tell you it's already there, stretching as far as the eye can see across the backcountry of Kane County. For At Your Leisure, I'm Stephen Heumann.